Hey, how's it going? I'm Resale Rafa, and this is my channel, Follow My Flipping Dollar. I am a reseller part-time for hobby, basically, and I'm doing a fun challenge for a year where I started with $1 invested, and the goal is to flip that dollar through thrifting, garage selling, and basically reselling items as many times as much over the course of the year to see how much I can grow that single dollar. Thanks for watching my channel. This has been Resale Rafa with Follow My Flipping Dollar. Sunday, which means it's How Haul Day. These clothes are from yesterday. I haven't shown that in the video yet. Let me show you what I got from Hal. Paid $10 for 6 items, so less than $2 each. I got 2 more Stetson vintage cowboy hats. I don't know where these keep coming from. Someone keeps donating them, but you can see there it says Stetson. Really nice, pretty darn good condition. This vintage oil derrick. It's like some type of metal cork board with cork stoppers. Probably just try to flip that on Marketplace. I think that'd be kind of a cool piece. Tonka truck that's metal, and vintage hide bowling shoes in fairly nice condition. Since I'm doing this channel with an attempt, ultimately it's for fun for anybody that just wants to follow along, but I'm hopeful that it's helpful to people getting into reselling. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible to include as much as I can, all my fees and like all the equipment that I buy and supplies, so someone can get a realistic picture of what it looks like to be a reseller when you're trying to do it like at a pretty large scale by yourself. Or I guess in this case, I've started spending some money hiring my mom to do some contract labor, so it's not by myself anymore, but it started like that. So anyway, over the last couple of days, I don't think I've blogged this, I have paid my mom for 3 more hours of contract work at $25 an hour, so that's minus 75 bucks. She specializes in taking pictures for me, which is super helpful because there's so many parts to getting stuff listed correctly on eBay. It's just helpful to have somebody do that piece of it. And then I also spent some money on Amazon. I spent $14.51 and $22.72 on supplies and equipment. Basically, I bought super large trash bags for my garage. I bought that frog tape that I use basically as my inventory. I put the stickers on the outside of the bag, and then I also bought a ring light for my camera because I'm so often, it seems like, trying to do video in the dark, and I don't like dark video, so I bought those 3 things. I'm trying to remember if I had any other expenses. Oh, the other thing that I was going to mention is I did do another Facebook arbitrage meetup, basically. So on Friday, I bought a vintage aircraft chronograph clock, and I put it up for auction on eBay. The guy that sold it to me actually had 2 more. They were a different model, and he wanted to know if I'd buy those. We negotiated, and it turns out I think we might kind of end up he's a flipper as well. He doesn't do eBay as much, and so he looks for different items than me, so we might end up trading in the future. But anyway, so I bought 2 more of the aircraft clocks from him at $100 a piece, and I intend to put those on eBay. One of them I'm not sure is working very well, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But the reason why I went ahead with that purchase, the first clock that I purchased from him, it was a Breitling clock, which is a really good brand for clock or watchmakers, essentially. Look up some of their watches, by the way. The wristwatches, it'll blow you away how much the wristwatches go for, like tens of thousands of dollars. Anyway, so that first clock I put up for auction on eBay. I bought that clock for 150 bucks, so that's my cost there. I paid a reserve fee for auctions on eBay, which, if you don't know how that works, basically you put a price that you don't want to sell something. Okay, say if you start an auction at 99 cents, you might put a reserve price, this is what I did, for 200 bucks, meaning you're going to let the auction go for 7 days. But if the auction does not reach $200, you don't have to sell the item. It basically is a protection in a way so that you don't, lose out on a lot of money. However, if you do a reserve price, you have to pay the fee up front, and it's, I think, 7.5% of the 200 reserve price. So I think it ended up being like 16 or 17 bucks. But I felt like it was worth it because I didn't want it to auction for like 50 bucks and then lose 100. So I put it up, so my entry cost into that was essentially $167. I think the 150 and then the fee. In less than 12 hours, the bid had already gone up to $305 for it. There was none other listed on eBay. It's a pretty rare clock, basically. And so since that one had already basically doubled what I paid for it, I went ahead and decided to buy the other two clocks because they're fairly rare as well, not as rare as the first one. So I'll be interested to see how those do. I don't have those listed yet. I do plan on kind of making a special video just based on flipping aircraft clocks, because how often do you have 3 aircraft clocks that you're going to flip on eBay? So I figure it'd be a good time to do that. But anyway, so I deduct $2 more $100 out of my cash, and then I had one more garage sale that I went to yesterday. I spent $77 at it, and I got a ton of stuff. It was overwhelming how much stuff they had. So our strategy yesterday, went to a neighborhood garage sale like a mile from our house, and then we went out east kind of into more country area, Coweta, which is east of Broken Arrow, and they were having a neighborhood garage sale. I did fantastic at it, and then we just kind of wandered our way back home and hit some more garage sales that are just more out in the country. That worked really, really well, because this one garage sale that I did really well at the end of the day, that I spent the $77, I was the only person there for 30 minutes probably. I mean, and there was so much to pick through, basically. Really good stuff. So I did buy a little bit of clothing, and so I have that in the front cab here. I'll show you what I got as far as the clothing goes and how much it cost, and then I'll do the video for the rest of the items later this afternoon. So let me show you what I got. Okay, this, and I think they might have added it up wrong, by the way. They said it was 77. I counted $83, so we might have to sort that out. But shirts were $3. I got this. I feel like I'd seen a bolo that said if you find kind of a more vintage Hilfiger shirt with a really large lettering across, pick it up. I'm not sure on that one, but I will double check. This is a Woolrich shirt right here. Still new with tags. I paid $3 for it. There's the tag on this one. Darn it. Why can't I get the picture of it? There. This is a good brand. I know that this is an expensive brand because there's like an outdoor kind of camping vintage store. It's on Main Street in Broken Arrow, and they sell this brand, and whenever I look at that stuff, it's super expensive. So I don't know a whole lot about clothing, but I know a tiny bit, I guess. I know how to look stuff up, that's for sure. I bought 5. They're all brand new with tags. They are some type of like hunting or like fishing vest, basically. They're vintage, new with tags. Check out this tag from Walmart. You can see that it's a pretty old tag. These are going for fairly good money on eBay in used condition. So I'm considering, I think that since mine are new, they're obviously going to do better. I paid $4 a piece for the vests, so $20 for 5 vests, all new with tags. Next, I got a leather Harley vest for $5, and I'll show you what it looks like. There's that. It's in fairly nice condition. It's got a Fayetteville 2010 patch on it. There's a tag. Go. I think I just realized a mistake as I was making that video, and this is why for me to do clothing, I'm only going to buy stuff that is not very expensive, because that vest, as I was showing it to you, I showed you the tag. It just said genuine leather, and it had the Harley Davidson patch on the back. What I think has happened is, just in the speed of looking through stuff, I bought a vest that was just a leather vest, and someone slapped a patch on the back that said Harley Davidson. So that's probably a mistake there. I bet that's not going to sell for very much money, but $5, I think it's going to all even out. Just had to make kind of like an emergency supply stop at Walmart. I don't like buying stuff at Walmart. It's too expensive, but I spent $26.48 on another roll of bubble wrap and 13 smaller boxes that help things ship out under a pound, and I only had one left that was a non-priority box. Anyway, I'm getting ready to order more bubble wrap on eBay. so I don't have to pay as much. Just spent 77 bucks more on eBay for more bubble wrap. 2 different sizes, the one the really big, like 1/2-inch bubbles, or maybe even 1 inch. I think they're 1-inch bubbles, and then the 3/8 bubble. Anyway, lots of bubble wrap. I just ran out of both sizes pretty much at the same time. Harbor Freights and picked up a set of 24 AA batteries, 24 AAA batteries to test my electronics and stuff whenever I need batteries. I think I usually try to ship out batteries. I don't know, I just think that's nice, and Harbor Freight, you can get batteries for super cheap. Getting ready to head to QT. Hard to see, there's a dog kennel back there. My mom donated it. Our dog got bigger, and we had to get a bigger one. So I'm flipping this for 20 bucks. It was 0 invested. And I tried to pay my mom back. She said just have. Was here. He actually messaged me here that he was here early, so no trouble there. And I got my 20 bucks. What's happening right now is really interesting because I started with a single dollar, and my flipping basically is turning into a real business such that I can no longer, like, it's official, I definitely can no longer keep up with how fast I'm able to buy good stuff to sell, and I just can't take care of all the steps by myself. So that's kind of cool, and I'm super fortunate and grateful that my mom is willing to help me out. And so she is working from home a couple hours several days a week now, I guess, and she likes doing it. And she's taking pictures for me. So she worked for 2.5 hours today, so that's minus $62.50 that I'm paying for contract labor essentially. But it's helping because I'm able to list tremendously faster, so that's pretty cool.